What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing this not mint 325i from 1987. Although we don't typically have German cars on the channel, this will be the fourth one because Brother Curvis has three series BMWs. I think a 97, a 2002, and a 2016. So this one's 1987. So that means we have one from every generation. It's an E30, E46. No, sorry, E30, E36, E46. And a F80. So we have 40 years of BMW 3 Series now on the channel. So this one, there's not much to it, but it's a pretty cool cruiser. And before you think I bought another car, I did not. This belongs to old cousin Eric, and we have reviewed almost all of his cars now. The most recent review was his MK3 Supra, and then he picked this soon after. So basically he bought this car. This was an old race car, like an autocross car, and it wasn't running, sitting for a couple years. He bought it and basically got it running pretty cheaply and quickly. It didn't need much besides I believe a starter and to clean out all the rat feces that were inside of this thing, because this thing was filthy, disgusting, and smelly. So now you have this thing, and honestly, for a car from 1987, this far away looks pretty good. It is it does have some rust, a little bit on the hood here, a little bit on the cowl there, and a little bit everywhere else on the car. But that's not what matters, because this thing still runs like a top. And although you take a quicker look and some stuff is cracked and haggard or whatever, the car is still in pretty good shape, and the interior is even in better shape. Let's take a quick glance in here. No rips. I guess there is a rip there, but this thing it's faded. It looks like a horse saddle or something, but it is in pretty good shape. And this is just a cover, but again, pretty good shape for what it is. I haven't really driven this much, just driven it here so we could do this review, and let me tell you, this thing packs a punch. And I didn't know it, but it's a 6-cylinder in this small little thing. Can you believe this little thing comes stock with a 6-cylinder? It looks really good. Let's take a picture here. And yes, if you guys did notice, it is a manual 5-speed, which is pretty cool. Let's get in here for a second. So off the bat, just pretty bare bones car. It's actually pretty cool. There's some pretty hidden gems in here. So let's hop in here. And the first thing we notice is Alpina, I don't know how you say that. I think it's Alpina steering wheel. I think it's pretty good. This thing's pretty cool. Then you have gauge cluster, which is pretty minimalistic. You have gas, speed, RPM, which on Japanese cars, or at least the 90s Integras, Acurs that we use, and Lexuses, they're flipped. The RPM is here, miles per hour is here. Coolant temperature is actually also flipped, because where my pinky is over here is typically on Japanese cars where the temperature is, and that's where the gas is. But that's not it. And yeah, it has a couple things here, like some pretty important stuff, like your ABS, your brake fluid level, brake lining, I guess that's the line, and then your parking brake if it's on or not. As I was driving this thing, I also noticed this thing up here, which is like a nice little check panel, or I don't know how to turn off these wipers. Okay, they're off. So this little panel that tells you if your O2 sensor is working, if you got your seatbelts on, if your lights are working, if your engine oil needs checking, washer fluid is low, coolant is low, license plate lights are on. So I guess these are lights, these 4 are lights, and these 3 are fluids. And this is an empty one. So then it has a little button here that says check, you press that, and then they all turn on. So right now it looks like Cousin Eric needs to replace a brake light bulb and has to do something with this oil. Besides that, obviously newer radio. It's pretty bare bones here. Then here, oh wow, look at that. Here you can see it's on. It tells you your, I guess, your trip information. So average mile an hour. If it has a timer, that's really cool. So these cars definitely feel like they were made to be little like race cars, which this one was. My favorite part about this car is the way the hood opens, and it's sick. I'm just a little too big for these cars, but so you go pop the hood, and it looks like you just lift it up here. So lift it, oh, it moves forward, and then you come here, you lift it up, and boom. Isn't that cool? So under here you have the 6-cylinder engine, bone stock, with this sharp brace here. Nothing more to it than that. Haven't really got on it, but I did drive the trans. I did drive it, and the trans feels pretty nice and notchy for like an old car. And I don't know what goes here in this area. It looks like a good place for a battery, but I know the battery on this thing is in the trunk. So if you know what goes here, put it down in the comments below. So now, went around the car. It's pretty stock. I believe Cousin Eric gave me a quick rundown on the car, and it has H&R springs and just BBS wheels, and then a Garagistic Supreme shifter. So it's pretty much a bone stock car. And let me tell you, these are actually real BBSs, and these things look flawless on these things, and it looks like they fit pretty nice. These cars just have like amazing fitment. Like the front fit pretty good, and then look at the poke on the rear. Let's take a picture of this too. Let's take it this way. All right, and then to close the hood, you have to push it. He said, put my purse. Hit it with my purse. All right, so it's good. Now that we went over the car, I think it's time we take it for a nice little drive. So let's see what this thing is capable of. He didn't say anything about not beating on it, so we're gonna beat on it. All right, let's give this thing a start. So clutch in. Wow, this thing is super quiet. Then you see parking brake light is on, now it's off. Shifter, it's pretty cool. On BMWs, if you guys didn't know, reverse is all the way here. So that's reverse, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So, and then there's obviously, if you had a 6, it'll be right there. So in first gear, okay, nice little engagement on the clutch. All right, some rubbing on the wheels. Decent amount of rubbing. Something's clunking back there. Not sure what it is, but let's see. We're in a park, so we can't really speed through here. But let's see. So it looks like it idles 1500. Alright, let's just punch it a little bit. Oh wow. Oh wow. This thing has pretty good pickup. Let's do it again. Speed limit here is 20, we're going 30, but let's do it again. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, like, but it does put you back. Decent amount. That's third gear. Feels pretty good. I don't know, I mean, this was an Auto X car, so this corners pretty decently. But for H&R springs, it's not bad. I think these like older cars, I just have a thing for these older cars. Like they're just so so bare bones, and they feel cool. Like I said, the same similar thing on the Mark III Supra, how notchy the transmission was and how it just felt like you were actually driving the car, and this feels the same exact way. That's why, as you can tell, we prefer the 90s, and those cars are just, in my opinion, you know, top tier. So this thing drives pretty well, steers good. Honestly, this kind of makes me want to buy one of these. What do you guys think? Put it down in the comments if I should get myself a nice little, you know, 3 Series E30. I really like the, I think they're called the I don't know what they're called, but the 80s 6 Series, the coupe, you know, with a long face. I love those cars so much. There was actually an opportunity I had many years ago to buy a white 633 CSI with red interior, manual, and I regret missing that. Not buying it. I wanted like $1,500 like 10 years ago, and looking back, it probably would have been a pretty fulfilling car. But I knew nothing about cars back then. But this is a pretty nice example. And I think he only paid, well, I don't want to put his business there, but I think he got this pretty inexpensive. I think under $2,000. Last thing we're gonna do is an exhaust note. I think this car has a bone stock exhaust, but it's a 6-cylinder and it sounds pretty good. So let's put you guys back there to get an exhaust note. So you see the exhaust is literally rusted. Whoa, this thing does a red line? With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week in another video. Peace.